Hello there and welcome to Sister Sister, your favorite relationship talk show on City TV and City FM. Yes, it's another week and we're totally thrilled to come your way once again. My name is Jessica. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget, it's a relationship talk show, and so we'll be soliciting for your questions. You know, something may be going on in your relationship you'd like us to weigh in on. This is the platform for that, okay? So we'll go for this quick break. When we return, I will tell you how you can be part of the show. And you're welcome back. So, there are different ways you can interact with us. First, you can join our growing Facebook community. Just search for Sister Sister Live on Facebook, like our page, and you can drop a message even in our DMs if that works for you. Interact with any of the videos we put out, pictures, etc. Just see what happens beyond the show. Also, you can send a WhatsApp to 054-998-6996, or finally, send an email to jessica@cityfmonline.com. Let's say hello to my ladies. And today, I think there's something to do with the shade of red. Everybody has a little bit of something. Orange, reddish. I'm not sure what's going on here. Yeah. Ladies, good to see you. What's going on?
Good to see you.
Tina.
Hi.
You're matching lipstick.
No.
With your...
Yeah.
Almost an eyeshadow and since.
Yeah.
Everything okay though?
Yeah, I think so. Hello.
Yeah.
So
from
cute.
us. From us, eh?
From us.
The Paris Afros.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are plenty.
Yeah. Olivia, you okay?
I'm good. Just happy to be here. Happy to have my sisters and that.
Rosina's just smiling like
it's a red moment.
Yes.
I'm a red person and I'm in red. Yes. And this is my first red jean, so I'm excited about it.
It's really nice.
Really? And Happy got this for me too.
Oh wow, I love that.
Oh, hello.
My romantic gamma.
Yeah. Shall you try?
Thank you, Nee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Niamwa.
Then go home and say thank you.
Hey.
Thank you.
What kind of thank you is that?
No, she's already giving me the message.
Okay,
So I'll do
okay. Some of us are slow. So. All right, let's go right into action, shall we? We've got a couple of messages we need to get out of the way. First one coming in from Jerry Osei in Teshi. I've been in a relationship for a year and a few months now. Anytime we're together, she puts her phone on flight mode. She also has a password on her phone. She doesn't want me to even touch her phone, but my password has been made known to her. Last week, she gave her phone to her younger sister, and I took the phone from her, figured out the password, opened the WhatsApp messages, and I couldn't believe my eyes. I found out she's been dating another guy for 11 months, and they're planning to get married next year. Surprisingly, she has an 11-year-old son. She once told me the boy is her female friend's son. The most annoying part is she introduced me to all her friends, co-workers, even her mother. However, I still love her and I don't want to leave this relationship. Is this even smart?
No, it's not. That's not smart.
Okay. Who wants to tackle it first?
Okay. I probably have the
Since you
least
said
to
hey
say.
first. All right, let's go.
I think all the signs were there. Flight mode, don't touch my phone, but yet I want to know your password and you've told me your password and etc. And then you found out what you found out. I think that you don't have to waste time on this. You just have to confront the situation head on, because she's planning to get married. So it's not even like, oh, she's cheating on you with somebody with no end in view. Like, she clearly is doing something, so you are the side chick. Hey, side nigga.
Side guy.
Side guy. Yeah, the side guy.
Guy, it's not boo.
Oh, let's be nice.
So you're the side guy, and you clearly don't have a path that you're going, because now you're a flight mode person. So I would say that you confront the situation head on. You ask her, because right now the means of knowing would not be as important as the content of what is happening. So that shouldn't be an issue. Why did you collect my phone from my sister? Those kind of things, if she brings it up, that is not the issue. The issue is, what are you doing with me? Like, what's my purpose? And yeah, it's painful, but you need to know that clearly you're not the real deal. So,
but she introduced him to everybody.
I know.
Hard girl.
But you see, this is one of the few things that, for me, is a red flag for close friends and family. Especially when you know that this is not the guy or this is not the girl. Family and friends always, they give you some assurance and you feel like, everybody is but why do people do that though? Like, you know that this is not the real deal, and then you still go ahead.
Actually, you never know. They may not know.
They don't know.
Yeah, they may not.
What if this 11-month relationship
so
is
it means
secret?
that it's worth asking that, listen, this is what I saw, so what's the deal here? But I would advise you not to continue, because if she has an 11-year-old son, hey, is there an 11-year-old son?
11-year-old son, yeah. Shall
See,
you're not there.
Me, I would just pick my bags, no matter how. I know it's hard. I know, yes, I'll sit here and I'll say, oh, you don't know what my heart is going through. But you see, somebody like this, I would even, the fact that I even saw the text message for me should be enough closure to be able to move on. I don't want to question you. I don't want to engage with you. You've hurt me so much so that there's no point. She's hiding the fact that she has a child from you. You don't have password on her phone was an issue, for crying out loud. And for me, it's a major red flag. You see, Obia, I can lie on the same bed with you. I can kiss you, mouth to mouth. We are kissing.
Exchange saliva.
Thank you, but I can't give you my password to my phone.
Graphic.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what it is.
That's what it is.
Like, how can you say you love somebody, but the person doesn't have a password to your phone? That's the thing. Like, what are you hiding? What's the big deal? What is so big a deal, or not so big a deal to you, to the extent, say, your husband and or partner doesn't have access to your phone. You can't easily leave your phone. People are breaking their bones because their phone is ringing and their wives have access to their phones and they're leaving their bathrooms.
With soap suds in their eyes.
Thank you. Why?
Like,
what's the big deal? What is there to hide?
A lot,
you see,
obviously.
what is there to hide? So the thing is, if we don't have anything to hide, why can't you just leave your phone? What's the biggie?
Yeah.
And for me, it's a clear indication that I don't want you in a particular space, or I don't want you to see something that I'm hiding. And once you start doing that, there's something off. And clearly now you have the evidence. For me, I feel like the rest of your heart that you have left, just pick yourself up and pick your heart and move on. The next time you find yourself in a relationship whereby the girl is doing guy, they don't want to give you their phone. And I'm not saying that's just go and say, oh, so, but, your partner should feel comfortable around you with their phones, without their phones. Like, you should be able to feel free. And once you see somebody doing that, then that means there's a reason to be concerned. And look at this as a learning experience and just move on. For me, there's no need for closure. The family clearly don't know. There could be a possibility that they don't know that she's probably going to be engaged to whoever it is. But you don't need this drama. Yeah. You don't. And the fact that she didn't think that you're important enough to know, I'm sorry, where do you stand in the relationship to start with? Move on, my dear. It's hard, but please move on.
Okay. So to start with, when you're in a relationship, I don't think there is anything wrong when you don't want to have when you don't want your partner to have your password, because a relationship is like a marriage. Because in a marriage, they would have your password, they could even have your ATM pin, they could even have your mobile app pin. It's no big deal because you are really married and all that. But when it's in a relationship, I don't think there's any rule anywhere that you should exchange passwords. but certainly don't intentionally make so much of an effort to hide, not to hide your phone, your things, because the moment you start doing things like pushing your phone on flight mode, it means I don't want any call to come through. The moment you start actively hiding, you see, sometimes there's the best place to hide things is actually in the open. The moment you start doing things like that, it gives the clue that you are hiding something. And therefore, the other partner, whether he's somebody who snoops or doesn't snoop, is going to want to find out exactly what you are hiding because he needs to know where his head is at.
Right.
Now, let me be the devil's advocate. It could be that this guy is actually the relationship she wants to be in. That's why she's preventing him from knowing her other escapades. Promising to want to get married to somebody, it could be because MBA, that person is a Mr. Uchiha, or he's trying to get some favors from the person, probably leading the other person along. It could be. And maybe that's why the family members know you and probably do not even know the other guy. So the other guy could be a secret relationship somewhere that is probably benefiting A, B, C, D, E from. But for some reason, she's trying to play smart so you don't get to find out and you have found out anyway.
And the child.
But when it comes to the child bit, that is where I can't afford to give him any...
Cut him any slack.
Yeah. Because you see, one thing about children is that for women, of course, when you start dating, you don't go on your first date and say, yes, I have 3 children. Some do it, it's okay, because sometimes it's good to let the other person know where you are before you But by the time you think that the guy is worthy of a second date, a third date, I think that you should let the guy know that you have children before emotions start getting into play. Now, in this case, not only does the guy know the child, but you have told your man that the child belongs to your friend. So, at what point is she going to admit that this child that's supposedly for my friend is actually mine? And for me, this screams a shady person on all levels. And you should be lucky and thankful that you have actually found some of these things out early so that you can do your damage control whilst in the relationship and exit with minimal heart damage. What I mean to say is that finding this out may not mean that you get up tomorrow and tell her that I saw this, and I'm going out. It is an opportunity to emotionally and mentally detach yourself. Do you understand? Because breakup is not easy, especially when you attach a lot of importance to the relationship. When you value the relationship, coming to that point where you have to break up under circumstances like this is not easy. So at least you are lucky that it wasn't given to you, it wasn't served to you cold and heartless in the last minute, like giving an invitation for a wedding or something like that. You found out. And that should be, I'm trying to be very real here. If it was me, now that you have that information at hand, emotionally, mentally, physically, detach yourself. Now, once you detach yourself, continue to remind yourself why you cannot marry somebody like this. Give yourself like a month or 2. So she thinks you are still in a relationship. She thinks she's still playing you around. But just watch her. And every day as she comes and goes and she's playing around, she will irritate you the more. But one day you just get up and say, look, you know what, I think I don't want this anymore. And people like this, sometimes, you probably don't even owe them an explanation. But even if you have to give her an explanation, state the facts. Don't give her an opportunity to
roll you back into the
play around with your emotions, because clearly you're in love with her. Clearly you want this. So sometimes you realize that they might end up saying things that will make you fall back into their arms, only for you to be disappointed later. You understand what I'm trying to say? So all I'm saying is that, look, even if you were the main guy, the fact that she's playing around with all these people at once is a red flag.
It is.
If the other guy is the main guy and you are the side boo, thankful you found it early. Whichever way, it doesn't work. So it's not a relationship for you. If in a relationship that you value, that you respect the person, that you really want to be the person, there are certain things you don't do.
Right.
And the fact that she's hiding things from you means that she's calculatedly doing the things that she's doing.
Right.
That's what I think.
Well, I mean, people would say that if it looks like a chicken, walks like a chicken, clucks like a chicken, it's chicken. Everything about this girl's shady, and I don't think she's the one you want to sort of put all your eggs in that basket with, if you know what I mean. Certainly don't go for it. I mean, experienced people will tell you that people who behave like that,
Like that.
hey, you don't want to go there. Shady as fish. So yeah, we wish you the best of luck, and we hope that you take the right decision. At least we've given you everything you need to know. We'll move on to our next question. This one says, "Hi Jessica, started a relationship with a lady that already has a serious relationship with a married man. I got to know about a week after our relationship began. When I approached the matter, I was told by both of them that their relationship had ended, and therefore I had no reason to worry. Time went by, and I still realized that they were WhatsApping, talking, etc. When I bring it up, she tells me I'm domineering. We've dated for almost 7 months and fought about this same man for 4 months. Now she's telling me it's not possible to leave the man because they're doing business together. So if I can't live with it, I can quit the relationship. She sits in his car, asks him for money and more. Moreover, the man rented her apartment for her before I met her. What should I do?"
Exit.
Leave.
Yeah.
Exit.
So I'm quick to say leave, because some of these relationships with stable married men don't ever end. Because the man is in a good position to provide whatever she wants, your girlfriend wants. They may have broken up, whatever that means. Maybe some of the privileges and rights have been withdrawn. Maybe you can't come to my house late at this time, you can't come on weekends, you can't do this, you can't do that. Some of the things have been withdrawn. But that bond doesn't go away. Because he says, you can call on me anytime, I'll be there for you. I'm in the position to actually fund your business if you want to. I can talk to a few friends for you to enter into new jobs. You can do this, you can do that. The man is on 90, you are on 40. Okay. Now the lady wants a man to marry to sort out societal issues. You understand? She just needs somebody to make sure that line of action has been taken in her life, and that's it. If she's able to tell you that, listen, I can't leave this man, because I'm doing business with him, and so if you are uncomfortable, then exit. You don't stand a chance. You understand? And till she realizes that this is not the man for me, or till she realizes that this man, they may never even go away in her life. Like these kinds of men, they may never even disappear till they die. Some of them cry, they add their girls to their wills. You're even joking. So if the lady has told you explicitly that, listen, you can leave if you want to, please love your life, love yourself, respect yourself enough to walk. If you want a woman to yourself, if you are somebody who cannot share, and I don't advise you to share ever in your life, please leave these things. Because when women or single ladies start looking for certain things in life to mark their lives, I have so much to say, but I'll just leave it at that. Please respect yourself and walk.
That's all. Livy.
For me, the hallmark of most relationships, or every relationship, should be basic: trust, respect, and love. Respect, because the person respects you and respects what you both have. Once there's no respect, it means that, where are you going? They don't love you enough to respect what you have together. So clearly, whatever you have is non-existent to her. Yes, it might exist on surface level, but at the end of the day, she's got needs and wants, and clearly, you don't meet them. You're not there yet, as we speak, and if life is a process, as it should be, and there's time and season for everything. And you're probably, if you're in school or you're even working, you're now going to save up some money to be able to buy a car, to be able to do X, Y, and Z. This sugar daddy has it all sorted out for her. So as far as she's concerned, if it's sex that she has to give to him, it's not a problem. At the end of the day, she doesn't have to bend her back over to satisfy him enough to get whatever she wants. This guy is there for her, supporting her, you know. So really, what is your status in this threesome, right? As far as I'm concerned, maybe the only thing you might be good at is probably the number of rounds you go. This is just me. I'm just saying, yeah. But at the end of the day, it's good sex, and that's where it ends. You have no status, you have no clout, you have nothing. You mean nothing to her. For her to be able to man up to you and say to you, okay, she's told you. It's not like just like she's actually told you, and you were going on and on about it. Okay, so to shut you up, let's just tell you that it's a business relationship, and really, it's a business relationship. How else is she going to define it? It's a business relationship. So she doesn't have any emotional attachment to you. There's nothing connecting her to you whatsoever. At the end of the day, you're a third wheel. So, my dear, the truth is hard sometimes, but it's the truth. She doesn't want you. If she wants you, Wanka, this is not how... In the real world of love, this is not how it works. See, there's some people, right? They'll sit down and drink water, but they have peace of mind because they love each other. They will make it work. Do you understand? They will support each other through hard times. You know that is a relationship that's going somewhere. They both have a dream. Things are not working out right now, but they have hope that it may be. But she doesn't have time for that. She doesn't have time for you. She doesn't have time for your dreams. My guy, I beg, advise yourself. Don't leave your heart for somebody to just walk all over your heart. Find somebody who would love you for you. It's going to be hard, but trust me, in a few years to come, you'd appreciate that somebody actually told you the truth about yourself and about moving on. So please move on. There's more life and there's lots of fish.
Rosie.
Okay, I agree with all my sisters, but I just wanted to add a little dimension to it. There are some of these understanding relationships that came about out of, for want of a better word, either pity or admiration or whatever. So what happens is that a married man sees a young lady and thinks that, oh, this is somebody who is promising, probably has talent, probably could do A, B, C, D, E. So they start an understanding. And the fact that this lady is not out to wreck their home, is just out to benefit whatever, they still do their thing, but she has no intention whatsoever of breaking their home. The men fall in love with that aspect of her. And that becomes something that they hold on to, and they return the favor by making sure that you are their lifetime project. So some of these men actually are hoping that you get a good man to marry. Some of them would even finance your marriage. Some of them intend to be family friends for life. And some of them would honestly probably stop having an affair with you as soon as you get married because they respect you that much. That's from the side of the guy. But my thing is that, look, once you're in a relationship with somebody, the fact that they didn't lie about the fact that they were involved to the man, it shows a bit of some form of honesty in what they had. And the fact that they were no more going there. Agreed. But my problem is that once you're in a relationship with somebody and that person has a problem with your engagements with the other party, there could be another guy who, because you're not intimately, you're no more intimate, will be okay with the level of, because the man also assured him, man to man,
no, nothing happening.
There's nothing happening anymore. Yes, it was in the past, but it's no more. I respect you. You're a good guy. And some of these things, what happens is that even before they engage in the relationship, they'll run it by this sugar daddy. Well, I've met the guy is like this. Are you sure? Is it good for you? These are men who are genuinely looking for the good of the woman they're involved in. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Because they respect the fact that they didn't come and mess up their marriages. They respect the fact that, oh, they are good people, whatever. It's a complicated
They
thing.
become daughters.
They become adopted daughters, sort
No,
of. Adopted, yes. I'm being very real. If
Yeah,
you're in the
true.
real world, it happens. I'm not kidding.
They become
So they
daughters,
become daughters, sort of. And sometimes even in the beginning, they may not be intimate in the beginning. And even before the guy brought a guy, they may have stopped being intimate. Because now the man cares so much about the person's welfare. Otherwise, I don't see why this man would come and owe this younger man an explanation whatsoever for what is going on. So from the man's side, I don't have a problem because that's a third party doing what they are doing. But my problem is that you, the woman, they are now in a relationship. Once your prospective boyfriend, prospective husband has a problem with your engagements with this man, you need to put a lid on it. You don't need to explain why you shouldn't, why or the dynamics. Look, maybe between you and me, we could know. You could, if in case I was a girl's very good friend, the girl could convince me that nothing is going on and I would believe her, no problem. But once your man has a problem with it, and this is why I'm coming to that. Look, you see, when it comes to relationships, you just need to let the other party feel at peace. You need to let the other party be comfortable, trust that when you step out, they shouldn't feel like calling you every hour to find out who you're with, where you are, what you're doing. And then you likewise. Now, how would you feel? Like I kept saying all the time, like, how would you feel if it was reversed? If your husband had this ex that you felt was still hung up on him, this ex that he says they went to business together, this ex that you know that was not done with him, this ex that you probably knew was probably prettier than you, or probably had more money than you, or had something more than you did in your head. And then you kept feeling, some way about it. And you kept complaining about it to your husband, like, I don't want you involved with this girl. And the guy keeps going, it's like, oh, but no, we are no more intimate. She's only a friend, or we're childhood friends, or we are family friends. How would you feel about it? You wouldn't feel good about it. So like I keep saying that anytime it comes to relationships and people you truly care about, when the other person is complaining about something, ask yourself, if it were me, how would I feel? How would I want to be treated? How would I want the other party to respond? Once both parties can start asking themselves those questions, you realize that you end up solving each other's problems without even knowing. Yeah. So my problem here is not even the other guy. The other guy was in her past. The other guy, truth be told, maybe are no more intimate. Maybe actually respects and values the guy. But the guy you're with, that you're hoping to set up your family with, doesn't want this guy in your life. Pay attention to it and cut it out. Yeah. You see, that's the highest form of respect you can show your man. Now, if you're able to do that, because the man knowing that you were involved with him is not even a problem for him. He trusts you that much. But he doesn't want a reminder of your past in his present life. It's not too much to ask. Cut it out. No matter what you're getting from him, whether he's rented your house for you, no matter what. I mean, come on. Does he allow you to affect his family? Can you walk into his house?
You say hi.
Hi, you can't do that. No. So if you cannot do that to his family, why would you want him to do that to yours? Yeah. So some of these things, I don't know. I think people just get selfish. It's like they want to grab and have, they want to do everything. It's like once you take certain decisions, certain things also have to let go. So, I mean, basically, it's just, what it is. Just be reasonable about it. And what did he ask if he has to leave?
Yeah. He was asking
basically, what should he do?
Yeah.
I say if he can't do it, leave. Fine. If the lady is going to choose this other guy over you, I think that you should leave. It's not easy leaving a relationship, especially if your heart is invested. But like I say, leaving a relationship is much easier mentally, emotionally, financially, psychologically, physically, as compared to when you're married.
All right, we'll go for a quick commercial break. When we return, more of your stories. Don't go anywhere. And you're welcome back to Sister Sister. Don't forget your comments are certainly welcomes the show. Hashtag Sister Sister Live. Send a WhatsApp to 054-998-6996 or just send an email to jessica@cityfmonline.com. Message here says, my best friend was dating this guy for a couple of months. She broke up with him because she said he was too nice. She wanted a man that had attitude and toughness to him. I told her she was making a mistake and he was a good man, but she had made up her mind. I ran into him at a concert 6 months later, and he said he wasn't mad over the breakup and that they were better off as friends. We kept in touch, remained friends, until one day he asked me out on a date. I wanted to do things right, so I asked my best friend if she was okay with me dating him, and she told me if I did, we wouldn't be friends anymore. She said it's girl code, and even though she's in a new relationship, he's still off limits. I'm torn because I like him and he's a good guy. I feel my best friend is being selfish. Would I be wrong if I went out with him and said nothing to her? Or should I respect the code and tell him no? Girl code.
Okay. I'll say two things, which are in the opposite direction. The first one is how well you value your relationship with your friend, and if this friendship means a lot to you, you can respect the code. But on the other hand, why a book code? What is code?
Hey, Tina.
No, that's why I said I'm saying two things which are extreme. The first one is how well you value the relationship. Some friendships have been maybe since nursery and whatever. The two of you have been there for each other. There's like it's so deep. You understand that you cannot afford to mess it up. Your parents may know each other. You know, those kind of things, and you probably know secrets together, and you can't just over a man that's coming in. There are a lot of fishes in the sea. You can get somebody later. So that's one side. But the other side to it is, what is code? Girl code.
Who wrote it?
Who wrote that code?
Who is the author of that thing? Say, oh, you've gone to one guy. The thing didn't work out. You've moved on.
She left him, it seems.
Yes. You are okay.
You left. It's not like the guy left you and it was some painful relationship that you don't want to talk about.
You say you want a hard guy. You say you want a hard guy. Me, I want a soft guy. And the soft guy is just here. I didn't go after him. He came to me.
Thank you.
So why not? I mean, why not?
I mean, it's free for all.
Master, depending on your level, no. If it's deep, don't do it. If it's not deep, Charlie, just break whatever code.
This is hard though. Like, after she said that, like it's a bit hard because like technically, like you didn't like the guy anyway, and
your
for
friend
me,
does.
For me, no.
What watching you?
Exactly. So and for me, the thing is, depending on your relationship with this girl, just let her know that this guy likes me and I like him and I want to give it a try. It's not like you don't want to have a relationship whereby you're going behind closed doors. Plus, it wasn't deep. It wasn't.
She has. The girl said, please don't do it. It's girl code. You'll be breaking the code.
Oh no. So for me, no. Tell her that you also like the guy. Let her know.
And she says no.
Too bad. You like him. You want to see how it will go.
So break the code.
Yeah, break the code.
Who wrote it?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
I'm surprised Olivia will say break the code.
Yeah, actually.
Olivia, are you okay?
Yeah. That's why you don't know me. You guys, you don't know me.
We sort of kind of do.
Because really, guy never say ope. Also won't pay, right? Also won't pay because the guy on your macho and on your tough guy. Also won't pay. Okay, I'll see ope what down for. Yeah, man. Like really, give it a try.
Plus, it wasn't immediately.
It wasn't immediately, or it wasn't.
Yeah.
Give it a try. For me, I just don't want you to feel as though you're doing something. Maybe you guys have to go out, and maybe because you're very close, maybe you always go to the same place and stuff. You don't want to see your friend and be like
feeling some type of way.
Exactly. So keep it open. Tell her that this is what you really like the guy. So Charlie, sisters, but Charlie, let's see how it goes.
Rosie, I'm curious to hear you.
I don't know what to say. You see, the thing is that when you are, it depends. The guy, did you meet the guy as a result of your friend introducing him to you as
most likely
my boyfriend?
I'm sure.
So if that's the case, it means that looking at the loyalty route, you met the guy or you saw the guy for the first time through your friend as her boyfriend. Now, things didn't work out because the girl said she wanted a hard guy and all of that. Now, the question is that most of the time, per this same code, when you have a very good friend who is dating a guy and the guy and the girl are no longer in touch, you, the friend, you have no business being in touch with the guy to begin with. Do you understand? Unless, of course, all of you were, let's say you were schoolmates or you go to the same church or you work in the same area where you can't avoid. But if the route and knowing the guy was through your friend, ideally, once the friend says, I've broken up with this guy, you don't expect your best friend, this is not just any friend. If it's classmate and I've said, say, here, you don't expect your best friend to still be in touch with this guy to the extent of the guy finding her desirable to even ask her on a date. That is my problem.
Okay.
Now,
But it didn't happen that way.
Which part?
They just met
casually.
at a
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
it was
6
not,
months
it was not like they were
later.
in touch.
no, hold on.
No, but she's building a point.
Yeah,
I've seen where she's going with this.
So, like, for them to even ask on a date. Now, they go on a date, and the guy finally decides to ask her out. Now, this is my thing on it. You see, the thing about good friendships is that it didn't happen overnight. It took a long time to build. And the thing about these relationships is that sometimes you don't know how it's going to go. Look, there are people that we meet as couples, and you think that, oh, wow, this is a fantastic relationship. Like, they are so good, da, 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 da. But when you meet them one-on-one, you realize that actually they are dealing with a lot in the relationship. So he may look like a calm guy and solid guy, everything is okay, but you will go into that relationship and you realize that it's not as rosy as it looked from the outside, and then you are bent. Now, if that relationship is a knot, then it means that you'd have lost that relationship, and then you'd have lost your friend too. And all of that. So all I'm saying is that, look, some of these things, when you want to get into them, those girl codes and all those things, yeah, fine, it works. But the thing is that always know where to put your value. And the opportunity cost is there. The one that you are foregoing for the other one, realize what you are losing and count your losses. So, for instance, if you feel that this is a guy you potentially see a proper relationship in, not the matra emakwe, I'll see how it ends, not that kind, but something that you can see true potential in, then maybe you can risk your friendship. But even in the risking your friendship, it's better you constantly get your friends buy-in. Then that way you have a win-win. She may not be happy with you, but at least you didn't hide it from her. If you did it on her blind side, then it's not a matter of you tripping. It's a matter of you being dishonest, you whatever. She can, so many adjectives. But once you keep her in the know, you keep assuring her that, look, or maybe you can even tell her that, you know what, because you said this, I'm not going to give it a thought. Go back after a week and say, babes, you know what, I really like this guy. I think he's a good guy. You know I'm not dating anybody. And I think it's an opportunity. If you love me enough as a friend, I think you should be happy for me. She should be angry, kakra, but along the line, she might probably care less. Now, if she feels that you are giving her friendship with you, because best friends, sometimes they're like sisters, chosen sisters on the planet. So you don't want to just give it up over a guy.
Yeah.
So once you get onto a certain level where she's okay, then you can pursue that and you have a win-win. But if you just go ahead and say that, yeah, this is my opportunity to get a guy, I'm going on with it, and you go on with it, fine. If it works out, good for you, and you've lost a friend. If it doesn't work out, bad for you, because you've lost a friend and you've lost a guy. You understand? So you should be very, just it's tricky. I think you should you should be truthful with yourself about the kind of relationship you have with your girlfriend. And about what you see in the guy, how well you think it can end.
I mean, I sort of see where this best friend is coming from. Sometimes you don't really want the guy, but you don't want another person close to you to have him.
And especially if, and secondly, especially if this guy is as good as he is, it means that he's somebody who probably has marriage at his fingertips. So it means that after 6 months of dating, if you're cool, you start to let's settle down.
You might get married before
so then you will settle down. Then you are still doing your hard guy, and you are still roaming and increasing your tally. Then along the line, you're even pissed off with your best friend because you think that your best friend is occupying a space that you could have been. But the thing is that if your best friend wasn't there, you wouldn't have been there. But I think
Yeah, I mean, it is very dicey. You have to think through this very carefully. Else, like the girls have already said, you lose your man or the potential man in the end, and your friend. Or either way, I mean, either way, you lose your friend. So weigh the options and see what works better.
Girl code. Who wrote it?
Oh, but these codes exist.
we also have boys'
Yeah.
school.
We have boys code, bro codes. That's what they call them.
Oh, so if I Google
Are you
it,
saying
I
you've
will
never heard it?
I've heard it, but like I don't know what it
What
entails.
the code is?
Yeah,
It
so,
includes not dating my exes.
and
Yeah.
what else?
That's top of the list. That's top of the list. Anyway.
And if something happens between us, don't go and tell our secrets out.
Yeah, it's a
The
like
secrets
code
that
of
we
secrecy.
shared where we were.
Like you and the girl.
Me and
You
you
and
we
your
were cool. We're
friend.
sharing. So now we are broken. Like things have happened. We are no more. Then you're going to be talking about me to third parties.
But it's a normal code.
No, it's also. So who wrote that normal code?
It's ethics.
Thank you. So this is also ethics. Don't date my ex. Period.
That's all. All right, so it's Sister on City TV and 97.3 City FM. A message here says, "Hi Jess, I met this girl I was interested in, so I told her. She said she had a guy. Surprisingly, we continue to call and to meet up from time to time. Jess, she's actually slept in my house 3 times without anything happening. Recently, I realized she hadn't saved my number. It's getting to a year now, and I don't see where this is going. I need your advice."
What?
Master Chiwo.
No, hold on. What's saying?
I see. I mean,
Which part did you guys miss?
Everything.
Like
The whole
Okay.
show.
oh.
I met this girl, I was interested, told her. She said she has a guy. Surprisingly, we continue to call, meet up. She's even slept at my house 3 times without anything happening. Recently, I realized she hadn't even saved my phone number. And he says it's getting to a year now, and he doesn't see where this is going. So he needs advice.
But she's in a relationship.
Yeah, he's not in a relationship.
So
No.
but she's in a relationship, right? So what? You are not even part of the equation. You're
There's
not even
nothing
part
going.
of-
He's a
You see,
professional
yeah.
relay athlete.
No, but you
So he is in a relationship with her, and she's in a relationship with somebody else.
She's in a relationship with her.
Your question is even wrong because the girl says she's in a relationship.
Yeah, so
you
there's
when you
nothing
say,
going anywhere.
When you say you want
Yes.
to know where this is going, no,
Where is it going?
it's not going
It's not
anywhere.
going.
Where did it start?
We are marking time.
No, I think he thought he would go somewhere when she came to sleep in his house, and nothing
See,
happened.
The girl clearly enjoys your company.
Yeah.
You've made
Sees you as a
yourself
friend.
Yeah,
you've made
brother.
yourself available.
Brother
like
That's a bro code.
a soft landing or a soft cushion for her to rely on and whatever. Maybe when she receives some heat from one
hard
side,
guy.
then she'll come to the soft one and then she'll come and get a rechiche. She hasn't given herself to you. She hasn't done anything. She's seeing you as some friend, be that Charlie, well, or a madam. And maybe your conversations and stuff are nice. Don't see it as anything. Go and get your girl. Okay, look for somebody and get interested in the person and find a relationship with someone. This girl is unavailable. And once you do that, she would start reducing. You will even realize that the amount of time you spend with her will reduce because now you have somebody else in your life and then you are concentrating on. So please get yourself a girl. It's not going anywhere.
Thank you. Okay, that's it.
Right. That was easy.
For me, it's no shame, but for Olivia, well done.
All right, another one says, there's this lady I love so much. She's educated, but does not give me the needed attention. On the other hand, there's another girl who has time for me and would usually like to be with me all day, but she's not educated. I'm with her because of sympathy, and I don't really want to let her go. I'm confused. Don't know who to choose. What would you advise?
Education for.
What education for? You should never be with anybody out of pity.
Absolutely not.
Because you see, sometimes when you're with somebody out of pity, funny enough, those people that you are with out of pity never do anything wrong. Because they realize that you are actually God sent. So they actually do everything right, almost right. It may end up in actually you marrying them. Because you can't find any reason why you shouldn't be with them. Then a year into marriage, 2 years into marriage, you begin to realize that I can't do this for the next 10, 15, 20 years. If you're not lucky, there'll be a child in the marriage and now it'll be more complicated to claim happiness for yourself. Now, this whole fixation on educated, not educated, I don't know. You see, if you want, I'm not saying that all educated women are busy, but if you want an educated woman, you see, there are some people who are attracted to certain kinds of women, but do not necessarily know how to live with those kinds of women. Am I making sense? So, from afar,
It's nice.
you admire an Oprah Winfrey. She's a hard woman. She's a go-getter. She has an empire. She's been running XYZ businesses, You're in a relationship with her, and then she wakes up at 3 in. She needs to go on set and do something, and you are complaining, babes, I want to be with you. I want to spend time with you. You know, it's been 2-3 days. It's been 2-3 days, and I haven't seen you.
Be there.
Like, you're expecting a certain kind of woman when you're attracted to another kind of woman.
Yeah.
And when you finally get that woman you're attracted to, they just don't agree. So there are so many instances like that where men have married women they admired, but as their woman, they couldn't handle that thing. So maybe you met an educated woman who has zest for life, wants to make it, is very, driven and all of that. And the reason why you think she's not having time for you, because she's not spending time with you, the one who is not educated, not that she doesn't have anything to do, but I'm saying maybe the one who's not educated, whatever she has to do, she probably has a lot of time to play around it, and then is able to spend so much time with you. And you are making it look like it's a matter of education, non-education. I don't think it's that. There are people who are not educated, who are also working, go-getters, and they won't have time for you. They are more into making money and making sure that their children are educated, get what they didn't get. So you can even meet an uneducated woman who will not have time for you. So I think that you should just chill. Be truthful to yourself what you want, what you don't want. Education is not the problem. The education and time, they are not strictly correlated. Of course, there are times that it could explain why they are out, but it's not, you can't really put it in a box. So I think your type of woman is somebody that you want who has a reasonable amount of education and still has that love language where they would pamper you, be all over you, spend time with you, do stuff with you. Take your time, you find that kind of person for you. But don't waste your time with these two people that you already know. Because the first one, clearly, even if she decides to be okay with you, you won't like it because when she starts working, you won't be happy. The other one, you're with her out of pity. It's not going anywhere. So I think these two women you're describing, none of them are for you. Take your time and meet somebody who is educated and still has time for you. They're around.
Right. Ladies, sorry, before you come in, need to go for a quick commercial break. When I return, we hear Olivia and Tina's comments. All right, so you're welcome back to Sister on City TV and 97.3. So I don't know if you guys still have your thoughts together.
Okay, so
one gives you attention, the other doesn't.
Exactly. So my take is that sometimes there are men who know how to bring the diamond out of a rough stone in a woman. There's nothing at all to complain about regarding this woman who is not educated, besides the fact that you think she's uneducated. Therefore, you have shut yourself up to opportunities of loving her, and you've decided you pity her. This woman, I could be wrong, gives you 110% attention, like you're saying, and she gives you peace of mind. The other one that you want so badly, she doesn't have time for you because she's busy doing whatever she wants. So it's up to you as an individual. Decide on exactly, you know what you want. You want the educated woman, but sometimes it's not, you have a certain picture in your mind as to what you want, which might not necessarily be what's good for you. Because like Rosina said, you cannot necessarily even manage somebody like that. But it will surprise you to know that a little encouragement on your part to this woman who probably has potential, who could easily decide, okay, maybe I want to go to school, maybe I want to do this, maybe I want to do that. The transformation that woman could bring to the table is simply amazing, beyond you. I'm just saying that while you go out in pursuit of the potential wife, just open up yourself to other opportunities. You might not always have what you want, but there's potential to make it an amazing thing, or make whoever it is amazing based on encouragement, or based on, it's not clear cut. That's all I'm saying. Life isn't clear cut all the time. You might decide even you want to go out maybe with, when we're growing up, we always imagine, I want to go out with a tall, dark, six-pack kind of guy, but you meet someone. But you meet someone, right? And it's not about the package, but it's about the quantity, not the quantity, the quality of what is in the package, the product. That's what's in the package. So sometimes you need to look at life differently. You need to look at people differently. If you decide to have a narrow scope, you would miss out on amazing people or amazing things around you.
Okay, so for me, I think that it's not about educated or uneducated. I just feel that this guy, he just doesn't like the woman he's with. What it is that he felt like I should date, and this is the person who is available to me, and so I'm dating the person. So his excuse is branding them, because when he lists in his good and bad or whatever, when he brands all of them, it's education that separates the two of them. One is not available to you on Pel, simple, and one says, and then you don't like the person, but you've settled for the person, right. And maybe you feel like I'm at that point in my life where I need somebody to date, or if I'm not in a relationship, then it takes something away from me. So this is the woman who is throwing herself at me, so I should just take the opportunity and be with the person. Like the sisters have said, you don't have to be in that situation. Don't be with somebody out of pity. Don't settle for somebody because you've realized that this in your life you have to date at this point. It's no point. These two women may not be for you, like Rosie said. Find someone that, even if is blind, gives you the kicks and makes you happy. Find that person that rocks your boat. And if it's this educated woman who doesn't want you, look elsewhere. So you need to apologize to the woman you are with, that listen, I am with you because of this. Be honest. Sometimes it's good. It's painful, but cut it sharp and quick. Just say it and end the relationship. It's better for the two of you. She will thank you in the end. Maybe not now, but she will thank you in the end. Find someone who actually makes you happy. And you realize there are quite a number of them. You find the first one that makes you happy. And then you build your life.
What would you ladies, and we're out of time, but just pick your minds quickly. What would you ladies say about people who just generally settle because it seems like maybe they're not finding what they really want? Like, what makes people settle for less?
I think so many things. Societal pressure, parental pressure, they themselves, peer pressure, like so many things. Sometimes it's unspoken, even amongst themselves. It's not like any of their friends is telling them that get married, but every one of them is married apart from them, and all the conversation is about marriage, baby, everything, and then they feel like I cannot,
bridal showers, baby showers,
everything. Charlie. And that comments that parents and people have, elderly people have, hey, those kind of things. Like, it's so much. It's too much pressure.
But that's usually a bombshell waiting to explode half the time, because then you're going into whatever marriage or relationship for all the wrong reasons, not the right reasons.
We have to end it here.
Yes.
Sorry, producers just prompted me it's time. So yeah, we'll end it here. But guys, remember, you can send your comments ahead of time to Jessica@cityfmonline.com. Thank you very much for watching. Take care.